There is uproar over a particular part of the Paris opening ceremony where the Last Supper, which is a painting by Leonardo da Vinci that draws from the Last Supper of Jesus Christ with his apostles, was actually played out with the help of drag queens and with the help of transgender women. This has angered and offended quite a few athletes, quite a few writers and analysts have spoken out against it, that this was not in good taste. Well, personally, I would say here is a sporting event, and I think we would do well to take it sportingly. Yes, this is something in reference to a religious scripture, to part of the revelation, as this Last Supper is described in Christianity as one of those moments before the crucifixion of Christ. I understand there is a religious sentiment involved, but I also identify with the fact that the LGBT community has a certain way of expressing themselves, and religion is not the exclusive preserve of any one community. I feel that all communities, irrespective of their sexual orientation, have a right to access the same scriptures, to draw out their meaning out of the scriptures, represented it in their way. And I do not think that, I am a bigger Christian than you are. I don't think that sort of a thing works. And I was hoping that in a global stage of this nature, in the France Olympic ceremony, sort of a big stage, in a country like France, I probably thought that this would get greater acceptance, but the kind of reaction you see online, it's quite obvious that this has not been taken well. For example, this has sparked criticism from American and world leaders and figures in the sports world, like the Super Bowl champion kicker Harrison. He has put out a tweet denouncing this entire scene. He said that this is actually not acceptable, and there was an intention to disrespect a religious group, and this is taking those with Christian values lightly and not respecting their sentiments. So clearly this particular depiction has not been taken well, even though the Paris 2024 spokesperson Anne Descamps have defended it. He says clearly there was never an intention to show disrespect to any religious group. We tried to celebrate community tolerance. So acceptance, tolerance, diversity, these sort of values are often used in big ceremonies and global events, and the opportunity, the platform is used to reinforce certain ideas. Perhaps the idea here was to reinforce a sense of acceptability and inclusion towards the LGBT community and towards the way they express themselves. And they have, like I said, the equal right to practice religion the way they want. Should there have been the menage a trois, the sort of engagement, physical engagement among individuals displayed? Yes, you could argue aesthetically, you could argue as a critic whether some parts of it was taking it too far or not. But as a general idea, I would have said that this is a sporting event. Come on, let's have a sense of humor. Let's broaden our horizons. Let's take it in the stride, and let's not trash it and kind of make it ugly, because this was never meant to be that. I, for one, is somebody who always believed that you should go with the intention, and I am willing to accept the statement that has now been put out by the Paris 2024 Olympic spokesperson, saying the intention was only to celebrate diversity and inclusion, and to have the LGBT community also on that platform to showcase their idea of expressing themselves, their creativity. And I feel that to that extent, this episode must not be trashed, must not be spoken of as if there was some hidden agenda to hurt religious sentiments. I would believe that that's a rather narrow interpretation of this entire scene.